Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am back doing another updated makeup routine. This is very highly requested. I've been seeing all your comments asking for an in-depth makeup routine because I'm always doing little get ready with me's of my makeup over on TikTok that are very short, probably around 15 to 30 seconds each. I obviously don't go too in-depth of the process and the products and just everything that I've been doing recently. So I just figured what better time than now to do another little updated makeup routine. Also going to link every single product that I show you guys in my description, so it's going to be super easy for you guys to go and find products that I've been loving, and I will also be putting the shades and everything that you need to know. So right now I have a clean face and I'm just starting off with a little bit of moisturizer. I love to make sure that my skin is nice and prepped before I put any type of makeup on it. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Water Cream. This is their new formula to the Magic Cream. It's much lighter than the original Magic Cream. I have it right here actually. This is the original with the gold top and this is the water cream. So ever since I've gotten this one, I've been loving putting it underneath my makeup because it's so nice and thin and lightweight but still gives you so much moisture. I feel like it makes me feel actually moisturized throughout the day. It doesn't just like go away after a few minutes of putting it on. And I like to put the original Magic Cream at night now because it's much thicker and it really, you know, just soaks in all the moisture overnight. My next step is SPF, and I've been loving this SPF from Charlotte Tilbury as well. I seriously did not want to like Charlotte Tilbury products as much as I do because they are a little bit pricey, but they are so worth the investment and they actually work. Like I actually see results from them. And this one is actually a primer and sunscreen all in one, which I think is really cool. It looks like this, and I love that it's SPF 50. I will just put a little bit of this all over my face. A lot of the times I do use the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum as my primer, but I kind of like switch between both of these. I've been trying to use this one a little bit more just because of the SPF factor, but my holy grail will always be the Magic Serum. I just kind of switch around some products a lot of the time, which is why I always urge you guys to follow my TikTok and like watch those get ready with me's, because whenever I'm switching out my products or trying out new ones, I'm always posting them there. I just love that SPF. It just gives the most beautiful subtle glow. It's not too oily or greasy. I love it. Now that my face feels nice and primed, I am going to go in with the foundation. When it comes to foundation, I have a few favorites. For an actual, like I'm going out, I need a foundation, I use the NARS Light Reflecting. This is such an amazing foundation. I recommend it to literally anyone that asks me. Whenever I'm like not really doing much throughout the day and I want an actual skin tint, not so much a heavy foundation, I will either use my tried and true Beauty Blender skin tint. You guys know how much I love this, but my newest one is the Hourglass Hydrating Skin Tint. I love the packaging, number one. It's so cute. I really highly recommend all of these, but for today I think I'm gonna do, I don't know which one I want to go for. I guess we'll do the NARS Light Reflecting. Why not? So my neck is a little bit self-tanned, but it's kind of splotching off, but I'm still gonna just go in with this darker color because this is the lightest shade that I have of this foundation. I need to get like a lighter one for the winter, I think, because when I'm not self-tanned, this is definitely looking a little crazy. Just look at that finish though. Like, it is so beautiful. It literally doesn't even look like foundation. It just looks honestly like a skin tint to me, and I just love it so much. I like to apply it with a beauty blender. I don't know why, I just can never get a flawless finish with just a brush. Like I know a lot of people are like true brush users to blend in their foundation and also sometimes their concealer, but I have just never been able to find a brush that truly blends it for me perfectly. It usually will just look a little bit streaky and then I have to go back in with a beauty blender, so sometimes I'm like, I'll just cut to the chase and use the beauty blender, you know? It's important to not put too much on at once because you're obviously going to be layering a bunch of other makeup products over top of this step, so you don't want to cake on the layer of foundation. I always find that a nice thin layer, even if it's still a little sheer and you need more coverage, just do a nice thin layer because you could always go back in with some more concealer. You don't want to overdo it. Next up is concealer. These are three that I've been loving, that I've been using every single day, switching between them. My newest ones that I haven't really talked about to you guys is the Hourglass concealer. Really love it. The newest one is the Haus Labs concealer. This one was just so impressive to me. I love it so much. You guys know the Haus Lab foundation if you've ever tried it. It's very similar. formula to the foundation. It reminds me a lot of each other, just with that like extra coverage that a concealer gives you. I'm in the shade 05 Fair Peach. So these are the places that I place my concealer: on the inner corner of my eyes, and then I also do it on the outer corner of my eyes, swooping upwards like so. I will do a little on the chin, above the mouth, and then just a little dot right there on my forehead. That's my favorite places for my concealer. And then of course I blend it out with a beauty blender, but I like to let it sit for like a few seconds and get a little bit tacky before I blend it out. Once I started doing that, I noticed such a difference in my concealer, so highly recommend doing that little tip. Then I just start blending with the beauty blender, again pressing it, not dragging it, and just blending out where you placed it. Like, look at how well this blends out under my eye, and it just brightens the eye so nicely. I'm obsessed with it. And I have this little broken blood vessel on my nose, so every time I get a new concealer, I'm always like, let's see if it's gonna cover this little red dot that's so annoying on my nose, and I'm always trying to cover it. It's like my little like tester, and I feel like it covers it pretty well. Okay, now that the concealer's all blended out, my next step is a cream contour. My absolute favorite is the Rare Beauty contour stick. Literally, she is my go-to every single day. I've tried a bunch of other contour products which are good, but I just always go back to hers. I love to blend it out with this dual-ended Makeup by Mario brush. I just love the shape of this brush. Like this little tiny side, how it's kind of like triangular, and it just like fits in the cheekbone so nicely. I'm obsessed with it. A little bit here on my forehead, on the jawline, a little on the bottoms of my nose, kind of making that little like button nose silhouette, and just a little on the eyelids. And with the tiny part of the brush, I will just start pressing that into my skin, kind of going in an upwards motion like so, not dragging, not going in circles, literally just going like this over and over again, back and forth, until the product is blended out, keeping it in the same spot that you placed it. Same thing for the jawline, just going in little motions like this until it is blended out. And on the nose, just blending that out nicely, trying to keep it where I placed it. Then after everything looks mostly blended, I flip it over to the bigger side because it's a little bit more fluffier, and I will just go over one more time, making sure everything is seamlessly blended in, and like really just like patting it down and pressing it into the skin. There it is. There's the skin. Everything looks so nicely blended, and you can clearly see the little contour of the cheekbones, and my eyes still look nice and bright. Everything just looks amazing. So love that. Next up is cream blush. Now, I take my cream blushes very seriously. I'm like obsessed with blush, and I have this whole entire little tower of cream blushes. The product that I love to play around with the most, like every day I like to use a different shade and try out a new shade. So let's take a gander on my little liquid blush tower, shall we? Here she is. My vanity is a mess, don't look at it, but these are all my Rare Beauty blushes. Here I have like one random one right there. But I also have all of my NARS blushes too. I think I'm missing one. I don't know where she is, but I have my NARS ones. I have some Milk ones up here, and I have more in my drawer over here, but it's just so fun to pick a new shade. But those are my favorite brands. So we got Rare Beauty, NARS, and Milk. Those are my favorite go-tos at the moment for blush. My newest obsession are these little NARS Afterglow blushes. I just picked up this random shade. I think this is like an orangey peachy color. My favorite of all time is the shade Behave. This formula is very forgiving. It's not too pigmented. You can kind of layer it up how you like it. I love blending it out with this Rare Beauty blush brush. It's kind of like a stippling brush. I don't know if you guys can see those little bristles, and I just like to pat this into my cheeks with this brush. It is amazing. It honestly blends it out super quickly. And I also like to put a little bit on my nose like that. Super cute, and blend it out. And there you go. To highlight a little bit, I've been loving using this NYX Jumbo Stick. It's in the shade Coconut Cake. It's like a champagne-y, shimmery shade. I like to take this and do a little bit on my nose, on the tip of my nose, and on the bridge of my nose like this. Then I just blend it in with my finger, literally just like this, and tap it in. Sometimes I like to put a little bit on my eyelids and just blend that in as well, just to give a little bit of you know, a little something, but it's just a little step that I like to do. It's honestly not too noticeable, but it really just gives that like glow from within type of looks. It's not too intense at all, which I really like for a day-to-day. After that, then I'm done with all of my cream products, and it is time to set it all with powder products for the corresponding step. So to set that concealer that we did, I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty translucent powder. I use the shade Pound Cake. I'm obsessed with this powder. It is so, so good. I love it. To set my under eyes, I'm going to make a little powder puff, and I'm going to pick up some of the powder. I'm going to pat the excess off onto my hand, so that way it's nice and loaded up, but there's not too much excess, because that's what makes your skin look cakey. So once I have that nicely loaded up, I'm just going to set it down for a second. I'm going to smooth out my under eyes one last time, and then quickly pick up the powder puff and set the eye immediately. And I do this one eye at a time because my eyes tend to crease quickly, and I feel like if you just quickly pick up the powder puff that you have ready to go and set the eye, it just makes the most flawless under eye. Like, look at that compared to that. It's like crazy. And once I started doing this technique, it was like a game changer. I love it. Creates the best, most flawless under eye every single time. Literally every single time. So for the other eye, again, gonna pick up some powder, dab out the excess, and I'm also gonna use this on my hand, so don't like wipe it away right away, because we're not gonna waste this powder. But for now, just get it loaded up, smooth out the other eye, make sure there's no creases, and then immediately powder it up. Now, with the excess on the powder puff and all of the excess that you can scoop up from your hand, I use that to set the rest of my face. So I go like that, and I get my smile lines around my nose and on my forehead, and I will just press this into basically my whole face, but like focusing mainly on the T-zone, like so. Next, I set the contour that I did with some bronzer. I've been obsessed with this Hourglass bronzer. It kind of has a little bit of highlight worked into it, so it's a very glowy bronzer. And I never used a glowy bronzer before, but this one is just beautiful. I feel like it creates the most beautiful, radiant, natural finish for like a bronzer. It doesn't look too cakey or too, like, what's the word? Muddy. I hate when bronzers look like that, and this one never looked like that. So lightly go in and cover all the spots that I put that cream bronzer. I'm also gonna wipe away that powder that we had on, since there's a little bit of excess. Now to set the blush, I've been in love with this blush, guys. This is the Laura Mercier powder blush in the shade Strawberry. It's the most beautiful, light, everyday baby pink. Like, I've been using this like crazy. I love it. So good. Look how beautiful this is. It's just the most beautiful little baby pink. I'm obsessed with it. So once I put on several layers of this, then we're done with that. I'm moving on to eyes. I always keep my eyes super simple. I barely wear eyeshadow. I only do it when I'm like playing around, or if I'm like going out to like something fancy at night, I'll try to put a little bit of eyeshadow on. But for an everyday look, I just take whatever's left on my bronzer brush, and I will just lightly go over my eyelids like so, and it creates the best little shadow for the crease. It's so easy to do. Last step of my eyes, I take a little bit of a brown eyeshadow. I just pull random palettes that I have. It doesn't matter the shadow at all. I just like to go for like a deep brown. So this one's actually a little orangey, but it doesn't really matter. It's okay. Just any type of like dark color that you think complements your eyes. I like to just pick that up with a little flat brush like so. And I'll just do the littlest baby wing with this brush like so. Just flicking it outwards and then connecting it to my lid. Super easy. Not have to be perfect whatsoever. Like, I just did that super quickly. And since it's shadow, if you make a little mistake, you could just wipe it away with your finger. I just quickly do that, and then I connect it on the bottom a little bit. Now for mascara, I have been obsessed with using a brown mascara for my everyday look, especially during the fall. I don't know, something about a brown mascara is so beautiful to me. It's so much softer. And just for like every day, I don't feel like I need a black mascara, you know? So this has been my favorite brown mascara for quite some time. It's the YSL Lash Clash. It is definitely worth the investment. I get so many compliments on this mascara. Like, it's insane. However, there are so many great drugstore mascaras, so don't feel like you need to go get this one. But if you're looking for one that's a little bit higher end, I 100% would recommend this one. But drugstore mascaras work just as well. Don't worry. There you go. That is with the Brown mascara on. It looks super nice and natural and soft. I love it. I think we're up to the lips. Just about done. My lip combo, my absolute favorite is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Medium 2 lip liner. But I've also been loving MAC in the shade Soar or the shade Whirl. I have so many favorite lip liners, guys. This is so hard for me to pick, but these are just a few of my favorites. MAC lip liners are so elite. Like, they're probably top tier. Charlotte Tilbury lip liner is also so good. I think I'm gonna use this one today because I just got a new one. I will only overline the bottom and the top, rounding it out, and then I go into the corners following my correct lip line. So there it is. I love this shade so much. I love to use the MAC lipstick in the shade Angel. In the center, it's just a nice light pink. And then I just finish off with any type of gloss. I'm gonna use the little Too Faced lip injections today. It's just nice and shimmery and pink and lip plumping, all my favorite things. I like to set it with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And there you go. That is the completed everyday makeup. I'm gonna take out my hair and then we'll show you guys the finished results. Okay guys, this is the finished look with my little new bangs. If you guys missed my vlogs of getting this haircut, definitely go watch it, but I have been obsessed with them. And yeah, this is the completed everyday makeup. I just love how it looks so nice and natural and dewy. Honestly, to some people, all these steps are too much for an everyday makeup, but I just love it so much. And it just makes me happy. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Like I said, I'm gonna have every single product linked down there for you guys on my LTK. I also always link everything on my LTK. It's literally just another social media platform where you can find things that creators link for you guys. So like every time I mention a product, I always go and link it on my LTK, so that way it's easy to go and grab it at any time. And it's always in my description of my videos. So if you wanna go check it out, go check it out. I'll have them all linked down there for you guys. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.